George Washington Carver was born at about 1865, the son of slaves. His father was killed in a log hauling accident a few weeks after George was born. While still an infant, he was kidnapped, along with his mother and sister, by thieves wanting to make some money by selling them to another slave owner. Moses Carver, their current owner, sent someone after them with a good racehorse to buy them back. The kidnappers took the horse and left George lying on the ground, sick with whooping cough. His mother and sister were never heard from again. Carver's relationship with the Lord began early in life. He wrote, "I was just a mere boy when converted, hardly 10 years old. There isn't much of a story to it. God just came into my heart one afternoon while I was alone in the loft of our big barn, while I was shelling corn to carry to the mill to be ground to meal." Carver had a passion for learning. That passion led him to earn a degree in agriculture from Iowa State College as the first African-American student there. In Carver's day, the South was a one-crop economy, cotton. It was the only crop banks would lend money to farmers for planting. But the soil became depleted through repeated planting of cotton year after year. Carver knew that if the farmers planted legumes, like peanuts and sweet potatoes, it would revive the soil. But the only problem was, in those days, there was no market for peanuts and sweet potatoes. So Carver set out to create a market and invented 300 uses of the peanut and 118 uses of the sweet potato in his lab at Alabama's Tuskegee Institute. Booker T. Washington was the head of Tuskegee at the time. He invited Carver to come to his school when Carver was 31 years old. In his invitation, Washington wrote, "Our students are poor, often starving. We teach them to read and write, but words cannot fill stomachs. They need to learn how to plant and harvest crops. I cannot offer you money, position, or fame. These things I now ask you to give up. I offer you in their place work, hard work, the challenge of bringing people from degradation, poverty, and waste to full manhood." Carver's response was, "I shall be glad to cooperate with you in doing all that I can through Christ who strengtheneth me to better the condition of our people." And Carver did just that. He said, "I took just a handful of peanuts and looked at them. 'Great Creator,' I said, 'why did you make the peanut? Why?' God answered his prayer. He said, 'The great Creator taught me to take the peanut apart and put it together again. And out of the process have come forth all these products.'" He called his lab God's Little Workshop. Included among the many products from the peanut, the sweet potato, and soybean are instant coffee, chili sauce, mayonnaise, molasses, meat tenderizer, shaving cream, wood stain, printer's ink, adhesives, axle grease, bleach, linoleum, and fuel briquettes. Carver gave God the credit. He said, "No books ever go into my laboratory. I never have to grope for methods. The method is revealed the moment I am inspired to create something new. Without God to draw aside the curtain, I would be helpless." Dr. Carver locked the door to his lab when he was creating things. He said, "Only alone can I draw close enough to God to discover his secrets." In 1921, when speaking before the U.S. House Ways and Means Committee in Washington, D.C., he was asked, "Dr. Carver, how did you learn all of these things?" Carver answered, "From an old book." "What book?" asked the chairman. Carver replied, "The Bible." The chairman inquired, "Does the Bible tell about peanuts?" "No, sir," Dr. Carver replied, "but it tells about the God who made the peanut. I asked him to show me what to do with a peanut, and he did."